The average American family uses around 320 gallons of water per day. Around 30% of this water is devoted to outdoor uses. More than half of this water that is devoted for outdoor uses is used for watering lawns and gardens. Over 50% of this water that is being used to water lawns and gardens is being wasted by inefficient watering systems, which accounts for billions of gallons of water every day wasted by this. I began thinking of ways to make it so people could better water the plants in their garden without wasting as much water. I started planning out a device that would make it so it would automatically water the plants exactly how much water they needed, so it wouldn't waste any extra. This device would not only save the time of the gardener, but also make sure that zero excess water is used when watering plants. I started first by making a simple diagram of how the device would work. The plan was to have moisture sensors in the soil, detecting the moisture of the soil. When the moisture would drop too low, it would trigger a solenoid valve, powered by an Arduino and a battery, to open up, having water fall down from a tub due to gravity into some PVC pipes with holes cut into them, precisely dripping water onto the plants, providing just the right amount of water without wasting any extra. So first things first, I went to Home Depot with a friend to get some lumber for the garden plot. With the help of an employee, we cut the lumber down into 4 different pieces, 2 being 4 foot and 2 others being 1 foot. I bought 4 wooden posts to use as the corner of the plot, as well as PVC pipes for the irrigation of the project. So right now I'm working on building the garden plot. I got these brackets and these screws yesterday from the hardware store. So I'm assembling them together. I'm starting with these posts and then connecting the sides to them. And then I also might be buying some angle brackets for these sides here to keep it so it's more stable. And this guy is helping give moral support right now. This is the last post right now that I have to screw in. I have it all set up, so after that, the plot will be done, other than some netting that I will put at the bottom to prevent rodents and stuff from eating the veggies. After completing the wooden garden plot, I had to get work on cutting the PVC that I would need for the irrigation system in the garden. Right now I'm working on cutting down the PVC to the correct size to fit the length of the garden bed. After cutting down the PVC to the correct length, I arrived at the problem. How was I going to correctly water the plants in the garden from the PVC pipes? I decided to solve this problem, however, by drilling in small holes, each spaced 1 inch from each other along the PVC pipe, so it would evenly drip over the garden onto the plants. This would again maximize the uses of the water, preventing waste. Yeah. Earlier I finished drilling holes in the PVC, and this will mean that when the water runs through it, it will be able to drip down onto the plants in the garden. I spaced them apart around 1 inch, so it's like still covering a good amount of space, but not drenching the plants. And this is going to be connecting to the solenoid valve, which I will be programming in the next part. Yo, out. After correctly assembling, cutting, and drilling holes in the PVC, I needed a way to effectively connect the tub of water to the PVC that would supply the garden. This is a tub that I'm going to be using to hold the water. And right now I'm making a cut. I traced out this circle using this 1/2 inch PVC. So I'm going to cut that because this is going to connect into there to be able to carry the water to the garden. And this is exactly the same size as the 1/2 inch PVC. So we're going to work on cutting this hole right now to be able to connect the water tub to the garden. So I did a pretty rough cut with with a razor blade, and now I'm going to try to sand it out to try to smooth out the sides to be able to fit the piping. Because I ended up just actually using Dremel and just like putting it in there, spinning it around, to get the hole to be the correct size.
So here the hole fits the tubing pretty well, as you can see here. And now I just need to get some PVC glue to attach the two to make it so it's watertight, since there are still little holes the water could scrape through on the side. So it may not look like it, but the first part is done. This is the physical part of the build. The garden and all the irrigation piping is ready. And up here, we have the tub, and I have that part glued in right there. The solenoid valve is what would be connecting those two right now, but I don't want to leave that out so it doesn't break. So for now, there's a gap in between them. I'm expecting the next part to be a lot more challenging, and I will be learning a lot more. So stay in tune for that, where we'll be finishing the project, getting it all programmed, moisture sensors in the soil, and yeah, see you then.